Hello, and welcome back to another solo episode of the Try and Stop Me podcast. If you are new here, my name is Colleen, but you can call me Col. Every other Monday, we have incredible guests on the show talking about their journeys, the valuable life lessons they've learned along the way to hopefully give you some motivation in your life, challenge you, shake you up, make you think about maybe careers that you've never thought of, or just personal goals that maybe you want to hit. Then you can hear their stories of how they got there. On the off weeks, it's just me and you doing exactly what we're going to do today, sitting down and going through our solo time, which is really my favorite time because what I'm doing lately is my journal that I keep writing all of my deepest, darkest healing, therapy ish thoughts, whatever the case is. I'm sharing kind of what I've written down throughout the week, how I'm really healing on my own self, and hopefully you could take it into your own life because I have had some of you reach out to me on specific episodes that have said that you guys are going through personal things or something has happened in your life. And just one thing, or maybe a quote that I've learned along the weeks, or something that I've heard from somebody else, maybe that could resonate with you and maybe it can help you like it's helping me. So why not share my journey while talking with you guys, right? So today we're really focusing on my girls because why not? I'm a 31-year-old female, and I think it's something that I've struggled with for an extremely long time. And hearing that other people struggle with it too. And it's this fact of like having to feel like by a certain age, you need to be at a certain point in your life. Like at 31 years old, if you would have asked me when I was 16 years old what I wanted to be when I grew up, I really wanted to be like married, have three kids, and that was really all I had as goals for myself. And as a 31-year-old female now, I am a vice president at an insurance brokerage. My professional career is taken off. I've obviously started this podcast and I'm very business and goal oriented. But in regards to like that three kids and married thing, didn't happen. Right. And I think for a very long time, I would beat myself up along the way in my 20s, thinking that or watching other people hit these milestones in their lives that I quote unquote thought I wanted to be hitting by a certain age. And then now at 31, I'm looking back and realizing that I am so thankful none of that happened for me during those times. I think that it's something so important to check ourselves and to say, just because it's something we thought we wanted isn't actually what we truly want in the moment. So it could be something with regards to having a family or regards to being something by a certain age or hitting a career goal by a certain age, whatever the case is, or just like feeling like maybe you are married, maybe you do have kids, maybe you're feeling like you're not cooking every dinner every night, or you're not being the work mom and the home mom, or maybe you went through a divorce. Who cares, right? Like it's not 1940. We are not our grandmothers. We can't expect to be our grandmothers. The way the world has been shifted and working, it's okay to be where we're at and it's okay to fall off our roadmap that we thought we wanted when we were a child. The reason why I wanted that back when I was a child was because that's literally all I knew. I knew my family, I knew my sisters, and that's the dynamic that I knew. At 31 now, the dynamic that I am in, I am so grateful and happy and content in my life. But during my 20s, I wasn't because I wasn't content. I wasn't happy. I wasn't grateful. I wasn't looking at any of the positive. I was just looking at everybody else around me, thinking, why can't I have that? Am I not worthy enough to have this? Am I not worthy enough to be loved like this or be wanted like this to be somebody else's wife? That is such bullshit to even think back now. But I think it's something all females really, really struggle with, especially girls in their 20s. By our 30s, I think we literally give up the reins and we no longer give a fuck at all. I don't know what twists and turns. I could always say, like, looking back on my 30th birthday, my family threw me a surprise party. And it was like a time where I felt like the world, like the weight lifted off of my shoulders because I knew no longer cared what was gonna happen. I was open to anything that was gonna happen in the future. I wasn't forcing anything anymore. I wasn't trying to fit myself in this tiny little box to conform with society standards of saying, like, by 30, I'm not quote unquote like married and with kids and have that picket fence or have that starter house or whatever these other bullshit that we're supposed to do in life. I feel like I'm breaking the mold with all of it. just like most girls in their 30s are, right? There's nothing wrong with us going after goals and our business careers and wanting to be independent and wanting to feel secure within ourselves to take care of ourselves. And I think it's actually an empowering feeling to know at 31 where you stand, that I can now choose who I want in my life, choose the man that I want to date, choose the friends that I want to have around me, and not feel obligated because of whatever society was. I can also say, like, family along the way, not immediate family, but like extended family or extended friends. I've lost a lot along the way, right? When I stopped being in a situation where it was picture perfect, but on the outside, but on the inside, it was complete not. But when I broke away from that, "Oh, you're that next step and the next step after that and the next step after that," when you broke away from that, you actually started to you saw people not understand and kind of lose that kind of, I guess, comfortability with you because now you were stepping into this, like, female independent in their 30s. I don't have kids, right? I don't have the house, the white picket fence. I rent and I work on my career. And, I'm working on myself, and being independent is actually the most freeing thing in the world. But like I said, it doesn't matter like where you're starting. You can be somebody who's going through a divorce right now. You could be going through a breakup in your 30s or your late 20s, and you can literally feel like the world is rocking underneath you. Like there's something, you had your whole life planned out. You knew exactly where you were going. And now there's this big question mark, and you don't know where to turn and you don't know what to do. And you feel like your world has completely ended. I really challenge you on that. Your life is actually now really starting because you've just now lost the dead weight. You've now just lost, maybe you lost a job, right? I don't know if it's relationships or jobs or whatever, but you've lost a part of you that was weighing you down. And now you have the ability to get back up, to put your big girl pants on and get your fighter jets ready because there is nothing going to be in your way. And I know that for 100% factual truth because I've done it. I've been there. I've been as low as you can possibly get because of situations in my life in the past, and I really thought I would never be able to be able to love or be able to be in anything or be able to have friendships or evolve or like have this professional career or speak my mind. Meanwhile, looking at myself now, clearly I am speaking my mind. Clearly I am learning about myself. Clearly I am in something healthy. Clearly I am surrounded by supportive friends and supportive family. So when you think your life is not going the way it should be because of society standards, I want you to really understand that you actually are the winner in this, not society. If you think that everybody else has this picture perfect life and that you're not meeting up to the standards of how it should be, don't worry about it. It will work out the way it is supposed to work out for you, and it's actually starting right now in your darkest moment. This is kind of like your jet fuel because there's no way that you can go any lower than you are. You're only gonna go up from here. So this whole, like, and even like with if you are married, like maybe say you are happily married or happily in a relationship and you are going down that society way, that's awesome, but make sure it's something that you actually want. Don't be having the big damn wedding because you feel like you need to have the wedding just because that's what everybody else is doing. Don't feel like you need to be this Susie picture perfect person that is going to work full time, come home, cook dinner every single night, clean the entire house with the toothbrush, and have the kids all ready and have everybody running on a schedule and sane. And because at the end of the day, when you're taking care of everybody else and everything else is going on, I want you to take a breath and remember that you're still that young girl inside of you. You're still that girl in your 20s that still wants to go out to the club. Not saying you're going to go out to the club, but like put the music on in the house and dance around. Dance around in your car. Don't lose who you are because I lost who I was, right? Like in my 20s I was trying to fit into this picture perfect box that I was suffocating in, and I lost completely myself in it. So now, as the weeks go on and the months go on and the years go on, people that knew me during that time are starting to say to me, like, "You've changed so much." It's like, "No, I didn't really change. I tried to, like, be something I wasn't back then because of a situation I was in, and now this is actually the real me. This is the me that I was when I was young. I'm fun, I'm goofy, I curse, I mess up, I'm not perfect, I show up late sometimes, I show up on time sometimes, I'm motivated sometimes, I'm not motivated sometimes." So just be who you want. Stop thinking that you need to be grandma in the 1940s who literally stayed at home, because society back then, and Christina Singh from Growing Woman podcast actually posted this the other day, that stated that like a full-time job for a man back in the day was meant for the sole purpose of a female was home to run the entire show. She was at home to be sure that the kids were fed, they were off at school, the house was clean. Like you had a full time person at home so that when he got home from work, he didn't have to do anything, right? But now with society, there's two households that need to work. So if you're in the situation where there's two households that need to work, understand that the 9 to 5 or the businesswoman or running around, you don't have a maid at home. It's only you. So asking for help, stepping outside of the norms, having the guy come in and help you, or if you're a female come in and help you. I don't know what kind of relationship, right? But like whatever the case is, stop feeling like the bullshit society. This is the age we're supposed to do it, and this is how we're supposed to do it, and this is the only way we're supposed to show up as females. Get that out of your head because it is so far out of my head right now that I am actually living my absolute best life. That somebody asked me a question the other day on another podcast, and he said, "What are you looking forward to in the future?" or something like that. And I said, "I'm not looking towards the future anymore. For the first time in my life, I'm actually perfectly content with today and happy with today because tomorrow can change completely. If I've learned anything in my life, I know that 100%. Tomorrow, the whole world can be ripped from under your feet. So I appreciate every single day that I have. And try to have fun in every single day. Some days are not as good. Some days are really like self-healing days. Other days I'm literally doing nothing but like dancing inside of my room the entire day. Pretty much like how I was doing getting ready for this. I was literally dancing, trying to figure out what kind of reel I want to make next, which is so fun. If you haven't made a reel, go do that. Come on, let your hair down. Let's be the little girls that we were, back in our 20s or teens, or little girls just playing and having fun in life. Because if we're getting too serious, let's stop being serious. I want you to have fun in your life. I want you to realize it doesn't matter what age you are. If you haven't hit your milestones, if people around you are married and have kids or in this like healthy relationship, that is great. Be happy for them. You also don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So don't be jealous of other people. Just be content in your own life and realize that your life is 100% on track for you. That is really what I wanted to talk to you about today. It was quick, to the point. I think it's something that we all need to be reminded of. I know I fall into it still all the time. I'm trying, like I said, to be very grateful in the days that I have right now because I'm finding fun and excitement in not knowing what the hell's around the corner, because I realize when I let go of the reins, something incredibly better than I ever thought could have ever been in my life is now in my life. So when I look towards the future, that is exactly the way I'm going to look at it. Who knows where this show would go? Who knows where all these relationships go? Who knows where your life is going to go? But I am promising you, stop beating yourself up for not being that thing that society makes us want to be, because you are exactly where you belong in this exact moment, and your life is going to work out for you the way it's supposed to. So ride the waves, ride where it's supposed to go. You are not your grandma. Stop acting like it and go out there and dance it out. I'll see you next week for another episode.